Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. Sign up for a 1-week free trial, no credit card required, for access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey everyone, looking in, SPY IWM QQQ heading into the end of the week. So SPY bears took over, and in the videos I keep saying how the tech sector and any bears that are really in control right now, which the tech sector most individual names are, with the daily exponential moving average resistances driving the price to the downside. It was up to them yesterday to prove their strength and confirm the bullish reversal candlestick from yesterday. Today was an important day, and we didn't see that follow through. We didn't see a break of the lower high pattern on the hourly time frame. So SPY had a much weaker open, and as soon as we broke the low of yesterday, that gave us clear signs that the bears were back in full control. And then once we broke 241.57, those were the only two support levels nearby until we headed down towards the low of last week, and that's all the way down at 239.96. So there was some nice downside room before that last, or I should say after that last support from the past 3 days until the downside that we saw from there, and that was about a $1.40 move to the downside. We closed at the low of the day. 50-day moving average is still holding. We're going to test that level again tomorrow. It's going to be in the mid 240s, and that's exactly where we bounced off of the last dip. But if we lose the 50-day, it's the low of last week, and then after that, it's a more significant change in this trend, and you can see the Bollinger Bands are opening up more, creating that room to the downside. We've got the exponential resistances driving down, and we're rounding out the middle Bollinger Band, which is going to start descending. So bears are definitely taking over a bit here. The RSI has dipped to this point a couple times in the past 3 months, and we're still above those levels at this point, but tomorrow's a pretty important day with where momentum is heading into next week. So the weekly time frame is potentially losing these exponential moving averages for the first time in the past 2 months. Not a huge turnaround or a huge change in trend. We still have the middle Bollinger Band. We haven't even touched this middle Bollinger Band since the election. So plenty of wiggle room still to remain in a very strong uptrend channel on SPY on the weekly time frame. So we always have to keep that perspective in mind when we are looking at the daily chart or anything shorter than the weekly time frame. IWM had a much more significant downside move today with a big gap down open. So this bearish action now is significant because we have our 142.90, 142.50, our lower high, and now a lower low because we broke the low of the last consolidation of 139.01. So that level broke, and IWM was the strongest market out of these three, but this is definitely a setback in terms of potentially losing that throne, although compared to the other two right now, it is still more bullish. But it's a pretty weak day, and we are looking down at the next support of 137.81, the low of the last consolidation after the one that we just broke. And there's some moving average support thrown in, some lower Bollinger Band support right there. The weekly time frame, middle Bollinger Band test does appear to be coming, 138.02, and that will likely be tested next week. So QQQ on the daily time frame is the weakest, just a straight drive to the downside the past 7 days, and a weak day rejecting from exponential resistance. Lower lows were hit, and we're just riding this lower Bollinger Band down between the exponential resistance and the lower Bollinger Band, and we're looking now at the next support back here of 135.50, and that has not been tested yet, but breaking that level would be significant as well. So the weekly time frame here, middle Bollinger Band, close to being tested for the first time since the election. It looks like we will. If not this week, then next week. We're close to this bearish TCG cross. The MACD has already happened, but we haven't seen a bearish TCG cross since the election as well, and that would be noteworthy as well. So that's what we've got on the three here heading into the end of the week. We'll see you over the weekend to see how things wrapped up, but the tech sector is still putting a hurt on the SPY bulls, and we're seeing it translate into some pullback here across the board. So I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you soon.